continuous improvements. If you take a look around here though on the north side, you'll see that we're developing all the parking on the north side. We're using that, putting the sub base down up there and using that for a parking area for our tradesmen coming on. Our crew is about 300 right now. We anticipate getting to 600 or more by the time it's over with. So we're going to need more parking for our tradesmen. We're going to take advantage of that. Most of the site grading on the site has been done already. So if you look around here, you'll see that most of the site's been graded out already. The tailgating areas over there, the parking areas, even around the stadium. If you look over this direction, you see the top of the sheet pile wall on the other side of that bulldozer. We put a sheet pile wall across to block off the lagoon from the Brazos River. And we dammed up the lagoon and then drained the lagoon. Took about 33 million gallons of water out of the lagoon. That initially had about 5,000 gallons per minute coming in through the subgrade, through the drainage and of the soils in the area. That's been tapering down. We continue to pump every day though, to keep the lagoon pumped down. We put in a sheet pile wall across the front here. That sheet pile wall will become the new edge of the lagoon. And so that'll be the new edge of the lagoon. We won't put the storm drain in. You can see the storm drain inlets coming in the lagoon while it's drained down. We got all that put in. Most of that'll be below the water level once we get it filled back up again. In about a month, we should be filling the lagoon up again. As far as the bridges go, we have 2 bridges on this project. Of course, the main feature bridge is the bridge over the Brazos. It's going to connect us to the campus, connect us to the law school on the other side. Remember where those 2 boxes are over there, those 2 storage boxes? That's about where the bridge comes in. It's going to go across over to the other side of the river to the campus. And we'll build sidewalks going up to University Avenue so that you'll have access from the whole campus coming in toward the stadium. There's also a lot of development going on the waterfront up here, a walkway all along the waterfront that will allow people to walk along the waterfront here when they get to the inlet to the lagoon here. There'll be a pedestrian bridge that goes across the inlet to get to the other side so that walkway can be continuous along there. You guys have any questions on the
Yeah.
So close to the river?
Yes, the one problem was from the existing grade, like I said, down at the field level, if we went 6 feet below that grade, would hit water because we'll be at the same elevation as the river. So one reason the site has been raised was to combat that problem and also get it out of the 100-year floodplain. When we bring that elevation up, all the other underground work that we're putting in right now that you see us putting in here in front of us, that work would all be in water if we were down at that elevation because some of our work is at 6 feet. So bringing it up in the fill that we brought in, we don't have the water issue. So the way the site was designed was help to get that work in where we don't have to do it in the water and also get it out of the floodplain for the total project when we're done with it.
How much did you raise it?
The highest point we raised it basically from the existing grades right about 10 feet.
Is there a target date for just the shell of the stadium to be up?
Our structure coming around here is to be done with the structure in the September time frame, basically with our concrete structure. Steel and precast will take us to the end of the year, so that'll get us into the December time frame, and that basically gets our big components of the structure into place. Then after that, first of the year till we open is a lot of the finished work. Finished work will start sooner than that, but the big pieces, components will be done by the end of the year.
Is most of your work done then?
No, I'm here for the whole
all the way through.
When will the parking lots be done? Is that like the last things, or?
Well, parking lot, yes, it will be the last thing. A lot of it has to go in before landscaping goes in. There's a lot of landscape work that has to happen. What we're doing over here behind us is we're putting some of the parking lot in now because we need to use that for employee parking. So basically, we're not putting the asphalt in. That's the finished product. We're putting the cement treated base in, which supports the asphalt. We're going to park on that, then we'll have to come back and put the asphalt on top of that at a later date. There's so many parts and pieces to the job that around the stadium on the west side and the north side here is our laydown area for materials. So it's a touchy situation on when you got to get that all out of the way so you can put the parking lot in because you don't want to go on top of your parking lot. So the parking lot will be in. We'll be starting that after the first of the year, spring next year.
What's the biggest headache for this project for you?
Well, any side of the project like this, I mean, there's all kinds of components and parts and pieces. You got to remind, everything that comes to this site is all brought here. Nothing's here that we work with. We have to bring it all in. Obviously, some of the dirt we used here. So just the coordination of bringing all those materials in a timely fashion to get them here and knowing when they need to be here, knowing when wood parts and pieces need to happen in a timely manner, so it keeps the schedule moving.
I mean, is there anything unique about this project as opposed to others you've worked on at this scale?
One of the neat things or unique things on the site itself that's different is dealing with the lagoon, which typically we don't deal with on the job site. Overhead power lines, existing sanitary lines, the stuff we did up front to get ready to build the stadium. The stadium itself is a fast-track job, which most of these jobs today, that's the norm, which means that the drawings aren't complete when we start the job. So there's always a challenge of getting information timely as the drawings are being developed. A lot of times we outrun that process in the field, and trying to get that information to you, that's the challenging part, but that's kind of the norm of construction today on a fast-track job.